Over 8 years after terrorists from across the border carried out 26/11 attacks in Mumbai, a Pakistan insider's confession has left the terror state once again exposed. Speaking at an event, the former National Security Advisor of Pakistan, Mahmud Ali Durrani, who was in office during the 26/11 attack, accepted that the terror groups based in Pakistan carried out the attack. Durani called it a classic example of cross-border terror while hoping that Hafizi, the 26/11 mastermind, is punished.
The terrorist attack in Mumbai, carried out by a terrorist group based in Pakistan on 26 November 2008, is a classic trans-border terrorist event. I hate to admit this, but this is true. Unfortunately, mistrust overruled common sense. Incidentally, at that point in time, I was the National Security Advisor of Pakistan.
And a short while back, India Today spoke to Special Public Prosecutor in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack case, Mr. Ujjwal Nikam, and this is what he had to say.
Well, my only little doubt is whether he had that courage to say in Pakistan to take action against the perpetrators of the terror attack on 26 November. That is a pivotal question. We have given number of evidence to the Pakistani authorities saying that how Zakir Rahman Lakhdhi and how Hafiz Saeed have masterminded the entire terror attack of 26 November. Besides that, the chaps who have been already in the custody of the Pakistan investigating agency and against whom the trial is pending, that trial is very at a slow pace. My first question is, former NSA Mr. Durani should kindly advise the Pakistan government to expedite the trial, to take the evidence of the David Headley, of which I have taken the evidence in Mumbai court, because David Headley is a very connecting link between not only Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Pakistan ISI, but he has also exposed the certain ISI official with names and their email and the mobile numbers. Pakistan has to take action against those perpetrators of the terror attack of 26 November.
In fact, the Afghanistan National Security Advisor, Mr. Hanif Atmar, has also spoken on terrorism, seeking action against state sponsors of terror.
Such terrorist organizations are capable of morphing themselves into Frankenstein monsters, and they will come after their own master. The drug industry and criminal economy produces such an amount of resources that they can easily use to finance both state and non-state actors to pursue terrorist goals.
But after making his damning confession, the former National Security Advisor of Pakistan attempted to cover up for his government and the ISI, claiming that they were unaware of the 26/11 plot that was hatched and executed by terror groups based in Pakistan. So first, he made the revelation. He talked about the handiwork of terrorists in the 26/11 terror attack. He says that he hates to admit it, in fact, himself confessing that mistrust overruled common sense. And then, in the same breath, he says that, the ISI and the government of Pakistan were completely caught unawares that the 26/11 plot was, in fact, hatched by terror groups based in Pakistan.
I know for definite, I have very good information that the government of Pakistan or the ISI was not involved. I am 110% sure.
Okay, I'm going to go straight across now to India Today's Smita Sharma, who in fact spoke to the former National Security Advisor, who got that big revelation from him when she asked him that question. But what a wall-face, all of a sudden, in one breath he says he does admit that 26/11 terrorists had hatched the plot, but then he's saying that the government were completely caught unawares that this entire conspiracy was being hatched from their soil.
Well, frankly, it shouldn't be considered as a volte-face, Avantika. At the end of the day, remember, this is the same man who lost his job because he admitted to the role of, in fact, Pakistani players in 26/11 attacks, in that entire 2008-2009 phase. He was also somebody who had suggested that maybe the DJ ISI could travel to India, and he lost that job. He had to let go of the post of the NSA. But today, what he's talking about essentially is the fact that, yes, the entire conspiracy was hatched on Pakistani soil. That's an admission, and the role of the non-state actors, because he categorically continues to maintain that the ISI had no role to play, something which has been refuted not just by Indians strongly, but even by Americans. You know, we have the likes of David Coleman Headley languishing in American jails. His testimonies, of course, have been admissible in court. Ajmal Kasab, the lone surviving in fact attacker of the Mumbai terror strikes, who was hanged to death after 4 years of trial process. He had spoken in details about the role of Hafiz Saeed, about the role of ISI, the entire, in fact, establishment nexus. So Durani clearly has nothing more to lose at the moment. But on the one hand, definitely saying that, yes, this was a transnational crime that was hatched on Pakistani soil.
Absolutely. But Smitha, put things in perspective for us. Isn't this admission indeed a huge embarrassment for Pakistan? It might not have any legal bearing in law, but doesn't it put Pakistan in very poor light once again, and especially internationally?
Well, Pakistan continues to be embarrassed as far as the 26/11 strikes, the entire legal process is concerned, Avantika. It wasn't Indian media, it was Pakistani media who had in fact dug up the address of Ajmal Kasab and his family. They went in there, and remember, within a few hours then, in those times, the village was cordoned off, and you saw in fact park rangers being deployed and the media being not allowed to enter the village. Pakistan's role is something that has been documented. This is something where we see the resolutions coming in the 1267 committee. Hafiz Saeed is a globally designated terrorist. So is his organization, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, and basically he was the founder of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, which then changed names and claimed that it was a charity foundation. What is interesting in Durani's statement is the fact that when I asked him that why isn't Pakistan acting against somebody like a Hafiz Saeed, if you're saying that you have a national action plan against terrorism, how is Hafiz Saeed useful? To which he categorically said that there is no utility of Hafiz Saeed and that there should be action taken against him. To me, clearly, that is a bigger statement, in fact, which might just be taken as smokes and mirrors, but clearly, at least the public statements being made against Hafiz Saeed by leaders is something very interesting at this point in time.
Absolutely. Smitha Sharma, the former Pakistan NSA Mahmud Ali Durrani, making that very big revelation while he was speaking here in India. We're going to just play out that reaction once again for the benefit of our viewers who've just tuned in.
The terrorist attack in Mumbai, carried out by a terrorist group based in Pakistan on 26 November 2008, is a classic trans-border terrorist event. I hate to admit this, but this is true. Unfortunately, mistrust overruled common sense. Incidentally, at that point in time, I was the National Security Advisor of Pakistan.
I know for definite, I have very good information that the government of Pakistan or the ISI was not involved. I am 110% sure.
Kasper Klasser joins us with the very latest on this. Kasper, we were speaking to Mr. Shafqat Saeed a short while back, and it was absolutely shocking. Actually, once again, we saw that brazen denial from Mr. Saeed, saying that, well, he is entitled to his own personal views and investigations in Pakistan will carry on as they like.
Well, Avantika, it was really a bombshell. The former Pakistani National Security Advisor had, in fact, dropped a bombshell when he said that the 26/11, the attack was hatched and prepared on Pakistani side. So one thing is clear. Another is, as you know, Pakistani side has always said that it was Indian side which has not provided with the sufficient proof to try the 26/11 attacks, the accused. So this is what we are hearing from the Pakistani side. But the thing is, at one point, Pakistan is asking, the Afghanistan side to act against the terrorist base in Afghanistan. But on the other side, so definitely we are getting the news from Pakistani side that they want Indian side to, come up with a solid proof to try the 26/11 accused. And other thing is that is really a good thing. Pakistani side has woken up and they have detained Hafiz Saeed and other, the Lashkar, the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief is also under house arrest. This is really a good thing. But what we are getting from the Indian side, there is a pressure on Pakistani side to do more against the terrorists. But the Pakistani side is once again asking Indian side to come up with solid proof to try.
But Kaswar,
you know,
these are mere words. This is indeed undoubtedly a shocking revelation made by a former national security advisor, but just how seriously the Pakistan government will act on it, because we haven't really seen enough action or concrete action against, you know, Pakistan actors who continuously foment terror in the country.
Well, definitely important question. As you are well aware, since we have seen a change in, you know, the United States Trump administration is there. Since then, Pakistani side is showing the great commitment when it comes to act against, you know, the alleged terrorist organization in Pakistan. We have seen the Pakistan after the change in, you know, in Oval Office. We have seen Pakistani side to house arrest, you know, Hafiz Muhammad Saeed. And Pakistani government, Pakistani civilian government and the army establishment has also launched Radul Fasad. That is primarily, that is evidencing that the Pakistani side is taken such type of terrorist organization seriously. But when it's come to act against, you know, the Jaish-e-Mohammed or Hafiz Saeed, they are demanding Indian side to come up with a solid proof. This is what we are getting news from Pakistani establishment at the moment.
All right, for now, Kaswar Klasra and Smita Sharma, thank you both for joining us.